We're going to begin with about an 8 to 10 inch piece of lead-free wire here as our underbody, mostly used for weight on the fly to get it down. What I'm going to do is just start wrapping it on the hook shank, each wrapped right next to each other, just about to the front of the hook. I'm going to leave space in front, just behind the eye, and also space in the back. I take my thumbnails, push them together, snug that body up so the wire's tight. Use the tips of my scissors, the backs of my scissors. Go ahead and get rid of the tag end there. I'll take my other thumbnail here and kind of just push those ends around. Okay, we're going to start our thread just in front of the wire, right behind the eye. And this will start on the hook shank itself. I'm going to take the thread and I will wrap it back at an angle over the wire until I hit the back part of the hook shank. Then I will take it forward. It'll result in a crisscross pattern across the lead. One more time to the back. The reason I'm doing this, that lead's not going to spin on the underbody now. So whatever materials you put on top should be secure, good to go. I'm going to tie in a piece of chenille on the back here and just going to grab the very tip of it with a loose wrap, and this is going to be just behind the lead there again. I'm going to take a piece of super floss or Spanflex or Flexifloss, whatever you want to call it. I'll wrap it around the thread, forming a small loop here. This is going to become our tail. Put this on the back. You can use the thread to manipulate the tail here, so I can kind of pull it one side or the other and split it. I'll then take the thread about halfway up the hook shank here. Take one more segment here. I've got about 3 or 4 inches of super floss. I'm going to lay that on the hook side away from me. First wrap again should be about halfway point of the hook shank. What I'm going to do is take this thread, wrap up along the material towards the eye, creating a base here. I'll show you what that will look like here in a second. Do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put that just on the side of the hook. And as you see, I'm using my fingers here each wrap to kind of keep it on the side. So I'll turn it here for you. You should have somewhat of an even base here. So I wrap down along the legs, both sides. I will then take one more piece. I'm going to lay this in the middle, and I will do a figure 8 wrap. So I'll cross from the back over the top, from the front over the back, and I'll do this 4 or 5 times. So when you look at the legs, you should have your 6 legs out like that. We'll go ahead and take that thread and put it just in front of the wire and leave a little space there. This part that can be a little tricky with all these legs. We're going to take that chenille, and what I'll do is take one wrap behind the tails, then take one wrap over the top, and I will take wraps all the way up the body, covering up that lead. And here you can kind of manipulate the legs which way they're going. So with pressure of the chenille, I'm going to cross over. This next one, I might want the middle legs here to push back a little bit, so I can put a wrap kind of on top in front of them, and that'll lay those guys back a little bit. Front legs I like going forward. Take a few wraps there. Again, leave a little space. clip off your excess chenille. We're going to go ahead and put some antenna on. Antenna are going to be, again, super floss. Same technique I used on the back for the tails, wrapping it around thread, and we're going to go ahead and put it going forward though. So I actually switched hands here, hold it with my right hand, cross that over on top, just kind of lock it down where you can. Again, use that thread, move it where you want. Build up a small thread head here, just to keep some of the materials out of the eye. And I will go ahead and whip finish. Trimming the legs, I'll take the body legs here, so those 6 legs in the middle, push them all up with my fingers, take my scissors on top, cut them all even. So when they drop down, they should be all even. Antenna, I'll leave a little bit longer, maybe a couple inches out the front, maybe about leg length. Tails, I will cut a little shorter, so maybe about an inch, inch and a half. Cut that. And that is your rubber.